What's up, guys? This is Jim Suniga Podcast. Another video. I know it's been a minute, and you know, things happen in my lifetime. I'm a busy man. Recently I was involved into um, a grievance ceremony and all that, and um, and I knew that was gonna happen. That's why on my previous video about pain, I was technically preparing myself and also to share, my knowledge that I have the understanding of the pains. That pain is just part of our life, and I hope that you guys understand that too and be prepared. So here's what I need to get off my chest, type of thing. You know, a lot of people, members, friends, whatever, have been asking me and telling me, how do you do it? How do you keep up with certain things? Okay, and I got the answer for that. So stay tuned.
Better yet, go to the ear, nose, and throat department. Get your hearing checked.
So the way I do it is like this. We are currently in living in society where the noise of our thoughts and our anxiety tends to consume us daily. Okay, we living in the fast-paced world as well. So inner peace can be a struggle to achieve, and that is what we need to protect ourselves. To protect is our inner peace. You know, Throughout my journey with YouTube, in my YouTube channel, I have mentioned that in order for you to survive and to accept how things are and learn who you are, it's about you accepting yourself, pretty much. It has to do with evaluating yourself. It has to do of you know uh, self care, self awareness. It's everything about yourself. That is how you're gonna survive in this world, in this society. Is if you take care of yourself and you protect yourself. Okay? Because here's what I'm noticing in a society. We're continually waiting the next thing in our life. And that could be one of the aspects that destruct our inner calm. Okay? So I learned how to master how to protect my inner peace. Okay? Because the inner peace is a state of calm when you feel within yourself. Okay? This world around us, could be a stress, including, the chaotic. But if you feel calm, you might be experiencing the inner peace. Because to have inner peace is very achievable. It's a achievable state of mind that has more to do with your mind than what is happening around your daily life, pretty much. So inner peace is a very important instrument in your life, in order for all of us, and even for you, in order for you to just bear with what's going on in this world. Okay, when it comes to achieving the inner peace, okay, the first step is to come in with a good attitude. Okay, because if you're cynical or even too skeptical, that's going to block you from reaching this calm state of mind. And I learned that the hard way throughout my lifetime, especially when I was in my 20s. Okay, so it's about you being open-minded before you can have inner peace. All right, there's so many ways that you can start with with your inner peace, and a lot of it, they will tell you that it could start with mediation. They will tell you to do that, a mediation, and I'm not going to disagree with that. Mediation is pretty much a breathing exercise, and it's one of the best things that we can do for ourselves to achieve some sense of peace in our lives. And also meditation, will give you a break that you need from the noise of your thoughts. And once you know how to practice the meditation daily, which is the breathing exercise, then you can also begin to find some inner peace. Okay, so that is one way to start, applying inner peace is uh, through breathing exercising. Okay, this world has become more peaceful, pretty much like this. This world can be more peaceful if they start loving their self. Okay, let me say that again. The world becomes more peaceful if you start loving yourself.
Oof. Ooh.
Because one of the aspect is that there is a like a enormously disruption in our inner peace, which is like the constant war, that we have within ourselves. The lack of self love. The negative things that that integrate our inner peace within our life. You know, Self love. That's I got a video about that. Self love is one of the the main practicing by taking care of yourself and your body. When you apply self care, that's gonna make you feel good about yourself, which that will also leads to the inner to the inner peace. So like if you invest in self care for you, you know not only you're investing yourself, but you're also taking care of yourself properly, and then you're gonna have more room for the inner peace in your life. Okay, you can find a inner calm when when you are surrounded by those who are also calm around you. Okay, when you put out what you put out into this world, you know you get good back into yours. But it also, if you put bad stuff, if you put out bad stuff into this world, you're also going to get bad results. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, and when you bring out the good things into this world, not only you're getting good things for yourself, but it also looks good on your well-being as well. And I'm not talking about healthy, but well-being is another word for your mental health as well. Okay, you could quickly find that your inner peace is put on an effect because your mind is going to be so focused on being kind, and it doesn't notice the drama anymore. Okay, so that's how you practicing your inner peace is by putting self care. I already said that. It's just because this the answer for the inner peace is pretty much old, and it's self care. It's pretty much taking care of you. Okay. We also need to kind of like switch lane. We need to be on the positive lane because I'm sorry, a lot of us are in the negative lane. We're on the negative side. We do negative things. We have negative thoughts. We do negative actions, and that doesn't protect you, and it doesn't take care of your inner peace. You're not going to get inner peace if you continue to be negative. Okay, the and this is the most basic yet can be the hardest thing to do to gain inner peace in our life, because nobody with a calm mind will want to be negative. Okay, but sometimes it is our nature to dwell on negative, rather than just focusing on positive. So choosing to dwell on negative in your life, whether it is from like your thoughts, your habits, that's gonna disrupt your peace. Okay, because negative is the faster way to ruin your inner peace. Especially it is the easy things to dwell on negative things. It's just easy. When we get upset, we start blaming people. When we get to that negative mindset, we start doing negative behavior, and we start doing negative things. Okay, when something happens the opposite of what you expect to be, the most natural thing will be is to live on the negative of the situation rather than looking on the bright side of things. And we tend to do that. We're living in a society that we're just quick to spaz out. Okay, when we focus on even something that is simple as our negative thoughts, we're giving that control to our peace. Instead, looking for the flaws and hopelessness of the situation and things, by choosing to be more positive, because that is the best way to regain your sense of inner peace. You're gonna get that back. Okay. Another way to take care of our inner peace is also to stop living in the past. Listen, when I was in my 20s, and I know that this might sound contradicting, because on my previous video about it's normal to to have some type of relationship with your parents. I made a video about how I got this love and hate relationship with my mom, and technically it really helped me with my inner peace, because I was able to make a video and just express how it is. I was able to do that. Okay, but before I did a video, I already accepted a long time ago that it is what it is. I cannot dwell on the past. I cannot dwell on the negativity, and I cannot dwell on a person who has their own opinion, who feels like what they're doing, like their action is not causing any harm, it's not affecting nobody. So what do? You gotta just let it be. Love them from the far. Just let it be. That's my disclosure, is to just let it be. But we tend to live on the negative, on the negative side. We tend to live on the past. I used to be one of those people that I would say, look, I have to backtrack in order for me to find out the cause of it. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. And you can still do it, but if you're not getting any results by backtracking, if nothing has been resolved and you can't find the roots of the cause, and nothing, and you're not getting, positive results, though, then what is the point of living in the past? We got to keep moving forward. Just live in the present, because you can also find peace by being in the present moment. Most people in the past, with past events circling their mind, is a nonstop, and then that's why they're panicking. That's why they get all these negative behaviors, about what will go wrong, and or what went wrong, or they're thinking about the future. I used to be one of those people that I'll be like, look, I gotta think ahead so that way I can be prepared. But that is pretty much a stress. To have that mindset, that's pretty much a stress. Believe it, it's a stress. Everyday life doesn't need to be complicated. Okay? Even though it's unfair, it doesn't have to be complicated. Your life don't have to be complicated. They say life is how you choose, life is how you make it. Then maybe we should start making our life a little bit less complicated. Because the things around us already is stressful. So instead of focusing in the past, we need to focus on the present with hyper focus, pretty much. Okay? And then we also have this self-pitying. That's another reason why your inner peace is not protected. It's the self-pitying, because when you self-pitying yourself, that is the faster way to not only dwell on your emotions even more, but it gives you a feeling of depression and anxiety. Okay? Life is generally hard. I get it, but self-pitying isn't going to change the fact that life is a painful sometimes. The only thing self-pity does is that it typically will make you feel worse than you initially did, and takes the blame for other people. I mentioned that when you self-pity, that plays with your emotion. All right? And that's why your depression and your anxiety start to kicks in. So when it comes to the mental health community, you don't think that the main reason that why people are taking so much therapeutic medication and all of that, because the depression and anxiety, because they don't know how to control it. You know, that this is why when it comes to that, you have to apply also a personal recovery. A lot of in this society is about the fast route, the fast result, the fast pace, the the clinical recovery, and pretty much that don't even work. So I always say, even I made a video about it, that you have to to go with the personal recovery, because that's going to be affected. It's twice the work, it's twice hard the work, but the results is guaranteed, because it's going to make you feel like you did all the work, instead of having other people that you don't know, and that secretly you feel uncomfortable, but you don't want to be rude about it. Personal recovery is a good thing. Personal recovery also helps with your inner peace. Okay? To gain back your peace, you have to take awareness and accountability of the situation, rather than self-pitying yourself. That is when you have to apply self-awareness. You got to protect your awareness, around you. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect your mind, pretty much. Okay? When you apply the self-awareness, that's going to take back, your control, and it's going to build more confidence, and then you're deciding to do something about your life in a good way, because we fail to realize that our life, including our peace, it is our control, and we can't have peace if we don't do something about our life first. Okay? That's pretty much. All right? You can also find inner peace when you are regularly communicating respectfully towards others. When you tend to speak assertively and positive, there's a little room for misinterpretation, right? But your past mistakes of miscommunication could be improved for future situations. Okay, and that's what we lack of. We lack of communication. Nobody knows how to communicate, and miscommunication can be everywhere. It could be from your home. It could be from your marriage or relationship. It could be your relationship with your families, relationship with your long-term friends. It also affects your work as well. The lack of communication is real, and we don't know how to communicate anymore. So there you go. There's your inner peace. Okay. To avoid this miscommunication. Okay. Don't allow people to walk all over you. Okay. Don't let people put you in that push over. You can still stand up for yourself. Cut out all the hurtful and offensive language from your life, and avoid all the drama that is caused by the people or what you hear that is the wrong thing. That is also how you're going to protect your inner peace. Okay? And another thing, don't worry about it and distract yourself. I also mentioned that too on my video. Don't worry, distract yourself. I know that it can be unhealthy to use distraction to forget emotions. But in some instant distractions, it can actually be right for you and help you to get your feelings in check. If you're feeling overwhelmed by anxiety or on your own thoughts, you know, distract yourself. Find a way, find a way to laugh a lot. Distract your mind. Go for a walk. Go get in tune with the nature. Do something in a good way that's not going to harm you to distract yourself. Okay, okay. Our emotion can control. Our emotion can control us if we're not careful, and it's not pretty a good sight. So by using distraction, it can help you to think straight and get your mind in order again. It's pretty much like it's like pausing it and put it back in your head, and then come back when you're ready to deal with it, pretty much. Okay? If you're not using distraction as an escape for feeling things, but then use an outlet to process your emotion better. A long time ago, I met a woman that had a severe mental issues, and I don't think that she was taking care of that. But the answer that I got from her was pretty much like it's always been with me until this day, and I'm also and it's also a part of reminder of what I got to work on, because during that time I was dealing with my own, emotions, situation, and everything. So, I got into the depression. And this lady told me, as a matter of fact, I'm going to shout out her name. Her name is Heather. Okay, she's from the West Coast. Which, by the way, I miss you. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm wondering what you're up to. And she says to me that you need a new outlet. That I needed a new outlet in order for me to get distracted to everything that was around me at that time. I needed a new outlet. Okay, and ever since I've been finding an outlet, and look where I'm at today. Okay, another person, another woman, also told me to be consistent, and I've been doing that ever since. Now, this history of you being consistent and just keep going to the point where your body, is giving you a message and signal that you need to slow down, and a lot of people tend to ignore that. I don't ignore that. So, in my own pace, I am being consistent in my own pace. So that's another way to have your inner peace. Okay, to have your inner peace by processing your thoughts and your emotion correctly. This is gonna help you to gain your inner peace. And again, you have to practice the self-care. You have to put yourself first. You have to, prioritize that self-care to improve your mental health and your well-being. Okay, and you can start by speak kindly about yourself. Put yourself in the pedestal. You know you know Practice self-compassion. That inner tranquility comes when you practice acceptance, self acceptance of who you are. You and I deserve to enjoy our life and to have a peace mind. You know, you are you are a resilient person, so all you need is by practicing meditation, rephrasing negative thoughts into your positive ones, and practicing self-compassion. And you're gonna start finding that inner peace if you start applying the self-care. And also, we need to stop pressuring ourselves, because feeling burned out and drained is a real thing, and you can feel it if you are a lack of balance of your life. And as an individual, you continue to strive to gain like a work life or whatever personal life, you know a balance for yourself, and it's very much possible, especially if you're trying to be perfectionist. Okay, there's no need for that. You don't need to have that mindset to be perfectionist. I used to be like that in my lifetime, being all perfect and everything. But when the perfectionism came into this world, the results became lost. You're not gonna go nowhere, because you're putting yourself in so much expectation that you're not going to succeed if you in that perfection state of mind. You're going to disappoint yourself. You're gonna get upset, and then all your emotion is gonna go back to that negative feelings, negative thoughts. We don't need that. You don't need that. Because when you act like that, when you have that perfection, state of mind, you tend to you tend to pressure yourself and getting all aspect of your life, to try to get your life together, and this is why you probably, will lose your sense of peace. All right. Okay. And just try to decide a healthy balance between certain aspects of your life, and deal with your frustration if if you don't get it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you have a positive thoughts and less stress, if you focus on just yourself and what is around you that can benefit your inner peace, okay, that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing to achieve inner peace. Okay, your past mistakes, our past mistakes, are a reflection of you and us, but it's a past of you and us. It's our past. We just need to let it go. Okay? If you need to find inner peace within yourself, forgive. Forgiveness is also a good starting point. In this modern world, in this modern society, people aren't very forgiving. So many people become shameful on other people, and being a bad person, but they don't realize that in their own action of shaming people, that they themselves are hurting. They're hurting themselves, and they're hurting themselves very bad. You know, a victim mentally is not going to serve you. You need to rise above and accept that people will make mistakes in life, in everybody's life. Okay? That's pretty much. We need to be resilient when to overcome this chaos in this world that is around us. So all we can do is take our own action, and then everything that we need will be fine if we apply inner peace. So when people next time people so next time when I'm being asked again, how do you do it, how you keep up with certain things, it's protecting my inner peace. For them, they're not going to understand that. They don't know, hence that's why they ask. But they're going to observe, and they're going to noticing how are you individually that is surrounded by negative things. It doesn't affect you because you are protecting your inner peace. But they don't know that. So because they don't know that and they're observing, they're going to assume that you just don't care what is affecting around you. No, you do care what is affecting around you. You're just not letting it affect you. Okay? That's the difference. That is how you protect your inner peace. I had to make this video because it's becoming annoying. It's becoming annoying when people ask me, how do you do it? How do you keep up? Or how do you put up with certain things? It's easy. It's protecting my inner peace. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of what's going on. So because I'm aware of what's going on that is apparently affecting you, I'm in protection mode. I am protecting myself. I am protecting, I'm self-caring. I'm protecting myself. And if for some reason it is affecting me a little bit, then that's when I need to find a way to distract myself. And one of the ways that I distract myself is by staying tuned with the nature, listening to music. Pretty much I stay within myself, because another assumptions that people are making about me is that I'm always in my room. I'm always in my room. It's not because I have depression or depression is kicking me. It's because I am protecting my inner peace. If being in my room for so many hours helps with my inner peace, then go for it. Go for it. Okay? Hope you guys understood this video and understood what I'm saying. because it's very important for us, all of us, to protect our inner peace. All right. I see you guys next time for a new episode. Like I said, I try to make new episode every week. And if I'm like left behind on certain things with this commitment, then I do other things. But I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the comments, and I really do appreciate myself that I'm allowing this to happen. That I'm allowing this to do is that I'm happy to share this with you guys. So always remember to protect protect yourself by finding your inner peace. And hopefully you guys remember me, just like these two individuals that I mentioned earlier. They will always be remembered, because these are the same people that had their battles and they find a way to protect their inner peace. So if they did it and I did it, you guys can do it too. This is James Suniga Podcast. I see you guys later. Take care.